Hello everyone, I all hope you had a very beautiful day and a very good weekend. I hope you're all ready for the holidays because I won't be shooting anymore. And this is my last shoot, but when the schools reopen, I will exactly reshoot again. Today we had to talk about the ice and water druids and water children, and also water witches and water faithful. The ice druids and water children and the water witches live and faithful live on magical world of ice, live on magical worlds of ice and river worlds and river planets. They've been living there over for the couple of centuries and for the couple of centuries and for a couple of 21st centuries, and they still do even now. They exactly maintain their individual headquarters, and they keep them quietly secretive headquarters across throughout mountains and across abandoned mountains and abandoned destroyed cities and destroyed worlds in order to exactly communicate and convene in secrecy with the other dark druids and dark witches and dark faithful and a supervillain known as Black Mask, and also Ozuko, who is a servant and a dark druid and a fellow follower and a fellow following member of Dark Mask's organization, and also Ghostmaster, which they exactly meet and regroup and convene on monitors and also have a conference meeting exactly to do so. They exactly convene on worlds that have rivers and also waterfalls. Behind the waterfalls is a cave that is full of monitors and also technology where the ice and water druids and the water faithful and also witches also convene and meet and discuss the operations that the universal heroes have thwarted, and they manage to exactly thwart their plans and their future interests exactly by doing so. Over for the following centuries, over for the following centuries since the Lower Magic began reigning and ruling, the ice and water druids and water faithful and witches exactly been serving Shadow Jack, who's the most powerful, deadly warlock leader who was formerly known by Chaos Bringer Jack in his early life. The water and ice druids and witches and water children and also faithful serve Shadowjack in his empire by exactly activating dormant ice crystals and also in its structural forms to exactly destroy cities and planets. They exactly activate these dormant crystals to destroy planets and worlds across the known universe so that Shadowjack could exactly expand his empire by seizing control of all the other worlds and all the other planets and all the other civilizations, which has been his intention and has been his plan ever since his long life goal has been released and been quietly known. Throughout Shadow Jack's long-term plan to conquer the known universe and the sacred worlds and the other universes and the other worlds and other planets, he's been partnering himself and forming alliance with becoming an ally to the galactic, to the Order of the Five, and to the Sacred Circle. These villainous organizations, he's struck a deal with these villainous organization, and he's a high-ranking member of the Sacred Circle in order to exactly conquer the known universe and also the sacred worlds and also the sacred universe and the magical worlds in doing so. The ice and water druids and water faithful and water children help and assist Shadowjack in his power, in his ruling, in his power, and his campaign in conquering all the worlds. They frequently clash with the universal heroes and with the water heroes and with the ice heroes and with the war heroes and with the water dogs and all the other heroes and even with the intergalactic coalition. When the death of the little magic news spread throughout the sacred universe and throughout the known universe, the ice druids and the ice druids and the water children and the witches and the faithful were quietly devastated at the loss of the grandmaster, and they were quietly and exactly unable to continue with the operations. But Shadow Jack exactly gave them the order to proceed with the operations and exactly do so. They even exactly received help from another powerful dark witch known as Witchcaster, who is also known by another name known as Isis, the Ice Queen Witch, with powerful dark ice power magic. Isis, known as Witchcaster, has assisted the ice druids and the witches and the water children and also the faithful in a quest to expand Shadow Jack's empire by exactly harvesting the shadow energy and all the other dormant crystals and activating them with their power, and we're creating dark monsters and creatures and dark plant life creatures and monsters to attack the intergalactic coalition by any means necessary. Witchcaster uses extreme powerful dark magic to activate dormant spores of magic in order to release dark creatures to attack the sacred worlds and all the other worlds and all the other villages throughout the sacred worlds, forcing the Four Nation hunters and the other intergalactic coalition to exactly bid a war against the two forces, which exactly waged war. Two sides suffered heavy casual losses and were not exactly an even match. But the Universal Heroes and Intergalactic Coalition of Four Nation Hunters were able to recover from the losses and were able to subdue the enemy and also the threats and all the other forces. Despite this, Witchcaster doesn't like the Universal Heroes. She quietly hates them with every fiber of her being. She's even partnering up with any society and teaming up and becoming an associate, acting on the behalf of the Order of the Five, Order of the Six, Order of the Seven, Order Order of the Seven, and also Order of the Seven, and also the Galactic, and also the Founders, and all the other villainous secret society organizations of villains, which she's been acting on. She exactly works with the ice druids and the water witches and the water children, and also the faithful, in order to begin a plan of expanding and exactly to regroup and destroy and reconquer all the worlds and all the other civilizations throughout existence by any means necessary. Magic Girl find out and discover that Witchcaster and the ice druids and the water witches and the water children and the witches and the faithful starting with their schemes, and she decided to exactly prevent their plans from being released. She discovered that they've been activating a dormant crystal to destroy the planet or turn it into a crystallizing world that could exactly turn the entire planet into a crystallizing bomb that could detonate and destroy half of the sacred solar system. Failed, and were quite not exactly pleased with the discovery. Wishcaster warned Shadowjack's forces and members to exactly not to take the heroes lightly and not to underestimate their abilities in thwarting the operations and the missions by any means necessary, which the ice druids and the water witches and the water children and also the faithful gladly to admit. They even exactly associate themselves with other villains such as Ghostmaster, Metal Face, Witchcaster, Dark Druids, Dark Witches, Dark Faithful, and also Dark Druids and Dark Witches and Dark Faithful and Golden Knight, Metal Face, Shadow Knight, and also a Metal Face, Shadow Knight and Metal Face, and also other Dark Witch Boy, and also other sinister villains that are exactly might be on close standby by exactly helping them to release their goals and activating any other sinister attempts. They once began an ancient ritual. They were able to convene on a dark room with dark crystals, the ice druids and the water children and the witches and the faithful started to reconvene and started to exactly activate the dormant dark crystal in order to use its power to destroy all the other worlds and all the other civilization. Magic Girl and Magic Man and the United Heroes detected this threat, and they intervened quickly with fast pace to stop this plan from happening, which they gladly did, and they exactly began to converge their power with the other magical forces and other magical beings in order to stop this ritual from taking place and from destroying other worlds. The other worlds were quietly safe, the others were not so lucky. They were all destroyed, and all the other alien civilizations were quietly perished, and some couldn't exactly survive the destruction. They were all quietly destroyed within the blast radius. But despite this, the ice druids and the water children and the witches and the faithful are very powerful. They have superhuman speed, levitating power, able to convert shadow energy into blue energy, able to activate a dormant crystal, able to exactly open portals, able to use dark magic, able to activate dark magic volumes and detect ancient energies, able to resurrect and revive dark creatures from crystal energies in order to fight the intergalactic coalition, which they did, but the destroying of the intergalactic coalition didn't go as planned, as it was supposed to be. But two sides suffered heavy losses as usual, but the both sides were an even match, and they were quietly drawn to an even match. But the Doctor was using a power to besiege the entire place with magic, but Dr. Magic intervened and exactly saved the day and exactly saved all of the two sides, but the other sides couldn't exactly surrender. They fought to the tooth and nail, forcing the United Heroes to take action and to mobilize and also to neutralize this threatening threat and to stop it from wreaking havoc and chaos, which they exactly did in doing so. Despite this, they are very powerful and are very, very, very strong, and they have super strength, super speed, super hearing, levitating, and also dark energy, mystic, dark mystic volumes, and also able to interrogate prisoners with dark magic, able to reactivate a dormant dark crystal, able to converge, able to reconverge, able to activate dark crystals, able to exactly to sense ancient energies such as universal man's power, origin boy's power, and universal boy's power, werewolf girl, werewolf warrior, werewolf universal warrior, universal girl, and also a newborn and wolf bat, and all the other heroes' powers, able to detect it and sense it in a far close range, and able to sense Magic Girl's power and Magic Man, and Dr. Magic's power and Sacred Man, and 4 and 2 and 3, and Evil Man, and all the other heroes' powers and ability in far distance. They were able to reconvene with Shadow Jack and exactly fill them up with the update and exactly tell them what the progress of the operation was exactly screwed thanks to the intervention of the Universal Hero. Shadow Jack wasn't quite distraught with the loss of the operation, but he was quietly pleased and very happy with the success of the mission that quietly managed to take a standstill and a very much more quiet of a setback to his imaginations and to continue conquering the known sacred worlds and the known sacred universe and all the other universes and all the other planets. Despite this, they'll empower the Shadow Empire with their powers and with their abilities. They'll do whatever they can. They even create cybernetics, armor, and suits, power, goblets, and handling and technologies able to create destructive technologies for the Shadow Empire warlords to use against the Intergalactic Coalition, which the two sides were able to fight each other, and the other sides were forced to surrender, which they quietly did surrender thanks to the intervention of the war heroes who were another group of competitors or against the universal heroes and world heroes, which they exactly surrender. Thanks, but the intergalactic coalition was able to liberate all the conquered worlds and all the civilizations, which forced the dark druids and the dark witches and the ice druids and the faithful and the water children and the witches to reconvene in a meeting to discuss the outbreak and also the outcome of the battle and also its changes and also implementing the next step of the plan by hiring an intergalactic bounty hunter to kill them and also to wipe them out, which they quietly did, hiring Tim from Zendek's fleet, who is a Shadow Empire bounty hunter, who's exactly extremely dangerous and well known throughout the sacred universe and throughout sacred existence and throughout the known universe, and is extremely ruthless and extremely persistent in hunting and killing his targets and also fulfilling the contract by any means necessary. With the loss and with the outcome of the bounty, they were quietly pleased and they were quietly able to learn their lesson that heroes like these are not meant to be underestimated and they are not meant to be taken lightly by any means necessary. They're intelligent, they possess raw skill of intellect thanks to their capabilities over the centuries, helping the Shadow Empire, the Lower Magic with their reign, able to empower them up with their weaponry tools and powers and dark magic and light magic and water magic and ice magic, creating crystals of blue energy and combining it with water magic, able to reactivate them and using them as detonation bombs to destroy worlds and civilization, helping further the Empire's ambition and also the Shadow Empire's ambition and its goal and its conquest to conquer all the worlds and all the civilization by conquering planet 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 Lava, planet Malmera, planet Sinister, planet Omega, Beta, Sector, and also Oz, and also Light World, and also the Sacred Universe and the Sacred Worlds and all the other civilizations were quietly thwarted to the intervention of the Universal Heroes and the Intergalactic Coalition. Two sides, when evenly matched, the creatures were subdued and neutralized, and they were heavily subdued thanks to the intervention of the war heroes, and they were able to stop them by any means necessary. They are very intelligent, very powerful, able to create cybernetics, implanting technology and destructive technology to help the Shadow Empire and Shadow Jack's empire to exactly reach its goals, and also its helping hand by any means necessary, helping General Vortex, who will become a menace and a supervillain in the early life to seize control of the known worlds and the known civilization throughout existence, which failed due to the intervention of Universal Men and Universal Women and the Alliance itself, which the former Alliance, which intervened in stopping General Vortex's conquest from conquering all the worlds and also even from conquering planet Earth, which they gladly did by any means necessary. Despite this, their personality was once beautiful and kindly and very persuasive creatures and beings, but since they were prolonged to long exposure of immortality and darkness and dark power, and obsessed with unlocking the secrets of darkness and power and all its secrets and all its knowledge and anything else. They have lost their good side and their good manners. They have become obsessed with power and darkness and helping their masters achieve their goals and their missions, as long as they are exactly on the right side of history, of sacred history, in order to alter the goal, alter the war state, and also all the other wars, and seizing control of all the other wars and helping other supervillains, powerful supervillains such as Victor Darkness, Ray Darkness, and also Ra, Ra, Dark Light, Shadow Fox, Shadow Master, and all the other sinister threats and all the other sinister villains, and all of them exactly by any means necessary to further their goals and their missions. They'll do whatever it takes to exactly help their masters achieve their missions and their machinations, no matter the risk. Despite the intervention of the universal heroes, they'll do everything in their power to make sure that their masters' goals are exactly bearing fruit, no matter what exactly, even if the outcome. They won't stop until the objective is very much secured with the bag, no matter what exactly. Well, that's it, everyone. This is the last video, and when the schools reopen, I'll exactly do more videos. I hope you all will enjoy the holidays and have a blessed, safe holiday. And I hope you all stay safe and be very taken care of your families and also on your friends. And may God bless you all. And thank you for subscribing and enjoying my episodes. This one is the very least, at least all for you guys. So have a safe day and a safe journey. Bye.